You wake to the sound of metal crashing against metal. Freezing air slices into your lungs like broken glass. Your eyelashes are crusted with ice. Your breath sharp and shallow. You don't know how long you've been asleep. You only know one thing. If you don't get up now, you'll never get up again. A guard yells something in Russian, short, sharp, impatient. You can't see his face, only the rifle slung across his chest. He doesn't care whether you stand or die on the floor. All that matters is that the work begins before the sun even rises. The cold feels alive, almost intelligent, pressing into your bones, searching for weakness. Your fingers burn, then go numb. Your feet refuse to obey you. But if you fall behind, even for a moment, you know exactly what happens. No one returns from the back of the line. You take one step into the storm, and the world disappears around you. Nothing but white, nothing but the sound of your own breath, and the terrifying realization that this is not morning, this is a sentence. You shuffle forward, each step a quiet negotiation between your body and the cold. Frost clings to your clothes like a second skin. Your stomach twists not from hunger alone, but from the knowledge that today will be no different from yesterday or the day before that. Your boots are cracked, your toes numb. You can't feel where your skin ends and the frost begins. You try to wiggle your fingers inside your threadbare gloves, but sensation left them long ago. Pain would be a luxury. Numbness is the true danger. The guards don't shout unless they need to. They don't have to. Their silence speaks louder. You've learned the rhythm of survival here. Keep moving. Keep your head down. And never give them a reason to notice you. You think about the barracks you woke up in, the sour smell of damp straw, the groans of men whose names you'll never know, the way frost crept along the walls overnight. That place isn't shelter. It's simply where you wait for the next shift of suffering. They call this a labor camp, but no one here labors to live. You labor to delay dying. The trees are frozen solid. Each swing of an axe, a battle between your will and the cold. A man collapses ahead of you. His knees buckle, his body giving out. Two prisoners move to lift him, but stop when they see the guard's rifle shift. Not a word is spoken. The message is clear. If he can't stand, he becomes part of the snow. You feel your pulse in your ears, heavy and slow. You wonder how long before your body gives out the same way. How many days? How many mornings? How many frozen breaths? The ground vibrates beneath your feet, subtle, like something shifting deep under the frozen earth. You stop without meaning to. The man beside you stiffens. No one speaks, but every breath in the line changes at once. You tighten your grip on the axe, though you can barely feel it. Your fingers are stiff, wooden. A strange silence spreads across the camp, unnatural, expectant. The forest moans, long and low. It's the sound of ice cracking inside ancient timber. Every prisoner knows that sound. It means danger. It means the cold has reached deeper than usual today. A guard barks an order, his voice sharper than before. The shift in his tone cuts through you. When the guards sound afraid, you know the danger is real. The crack splits the air like a rifle shot. A tree one of the giants breaks under its own frozen weight. You stagger backward as its shadow collapses across the snow, wide and merciless. Snow explodes around you, blinding, choking. Your lungs seize as the cold rushes in. You hear shouting guards, prisoners. You can't tell who's who anymore. A voice cuts through the storm of noise. Move. Now. You can't see the speaker, but the urgency is unmistakable. Something has changed. Something has gone wrong. You don't know what caused it. You don't know what's falling next. But in that moment, you feel it in your bones. Today is no longer about work. Today is about survival. The moment the tree fell, the order of the camp shattered. Guards shout over one another, each commanding a different direction. Prisoners look around in silent panic, trying to understand who to follow, where to move, what danger is coming next. You spotted a second tree, split nearly in half. It sways faintly, almost breathing with the wind. Everyone sees it. Everyone knows what happens when frozen wood decides to give up its weight. One guard tries to force order back into the chaos, waving frantically with his rifle. But even he stumbles, slipping on a layer of invisible ice below the snow. If the guards lose their footing, you know how fragile your own chances are. A prisoner falls. Not from the tree, Not from a blow, simply from exhaustion. The guard looks at him for one cold second, then turns away. Whatever is coming, they don't have time to deal with the weak. Frost forms over his coat like growing vines, crawling fast. You know what that means. If he isn't lifted now, he'll freeze into the ground. But no one moves to help. No one dares. The wind surges, and the world tilts with it. The cracked tree groans again longer, angrier this time. Something deep inside it is ready to snap. A splintering scream tears through the forest the second tree is going. Men run without looking where. Boots slip. Bodies crash into each other. You run too, not because you choose to, but because instinct shoves your legs into motion. You hit the ground so hard your breath punches out of you. Behind you, the tree slams into the snow with the weight of an avalanche. For a second, the world is nothing but white and noise, and the terror of not knowing if it fell on you or just beside you. When your vision clears, the truth hits you harder than the fall. The exit is gone, blocked, buried under a tangle of broken trees and ice. The only path forward is sealed, and you realize now what none of the guards will say aloud. You're trapped in here with a cold, and no one is coming to dig you out. You push yourself upright, breath shivering in your chest. The storm quiets, but the silence it leaves behind is worse. Snow lands gently on your back, soft and patient, as if the cold itself is preparing to claim you. The guards approach the fallen timber. One kicks at the snow, as if testing the impossible. Another stares at the blockage with a hollow calm of someone who has already accepted the outcome. Not a single order is given to clear it. Whispers move through the line. Short, sharp breaths. Trembling hands. No one says the word trapped, but everyone feels it sinking into the snow beneath their feet, growing roots like ice. One man tries anyway. He pushes between two shattered trunks, forcing his body through splintered branches. For a moment it looks possible. Then he freezes. You follow his gaze and see the truth. A ravine. Hidden under the snow. One wrong step and he would have vanished into it forever. A guard pulls him back not to save him, but because losing prisoners to the ravine means paperwork. The man collapses into the snow, clutching at his chest, breath torn apart by fear. Another prisoner stands motionless, as if rooted to the spot. He stares at the lifeless horizon, his eyes empty, snow piling on his lashes. He has stopped trying to understand, stopped trying to hope. That kind of silence is more terrifying than panic. You dig your hand into the snow to stand, and the cold shoots through your glove like a needle. You look at the blocked path, at the guards offering no solution, at the forest behind you, dark, frozen, indifferent. The world narrows around you. Breath grows louder in your ears. Every direction feels like a dead end. The path blocked, the forest deadly, the guards unmoved. You finally understand. Escape isn't a path. It's a sentence. And then it hits you. Not with shock, but with clarity. Out here, you don't die from bullets. You don't die from guards. You die from the cold. And the cold is already inside you. You stare at the tools around you, axes so cold the metal bites through gloves, chains stiff with frost, logs that might as well be carved from stone. These aren't instruments of labor anymore. They're reminders of how little strength the human body has left in this place. A man tries to work, as if routine could hold reality together. His hands shake uncontrollably. The axe slips from his fingers and buries itself beside his boot. He stares at it, not afraid of the blade, but afraid he can no longer lift it. You watch others gather, their bodies curled inward like they're trying to protect the small warmth left inside them. No one speaks. There's nothing useful left to say. One of the guards calls out, forcing the prisoners to resume the task. Even his voice trembles, cracking at the edges. If the cold is breaking the guards, you have no chance against it. The sun rises, but it doesn't bring warmth. It sharpens the cold, turning the snow into a blinding sheet of light. You squint against it, eyes burning, breath thinning. Another man drops. His legs fold beneath him like wet paper. No one moves toward him. Not out of cruelty, but because every step is a negotiation with death, and no one dares make an unnecessary one. His chest still moves, shallow, fragile. Frost creeps along his coat, up his neck, across his jaw. You know what's happening. Hypothermia doesn't announce itself. It quietly replaces the warmth inside you until you forget you ever had it. A guard nudges him with the butt of his rifle. No response. The guard doesn't shout, doesn't lift the man. He simply turns away. In this place, collapse is not an emergency. It's an outcome. You feel the cold reaching deeper past your skin, past your muscles, pressing down on your bones. You feel the tremble starting in your chest, spreading down your arms. You know this feeling. Every prisoner knows it. It's the beginning of the body shutting down. The world tilts. Your vision frays at the edges. You hear your heartbeat slow, sluggish, fading beneath the weight of the cold. You try to stand straighter, to fight it, but your body answers with darkness creeping into your limbs. Your fingers twitch uncontrollably. Your grip weakens. Your body is losing the battle, and you haven't even reached midday. A man near you moves not to save himself, but to shield someone else. He shrugs off part of his coat and wraps it around a younger prisoner whose eyes are half closed, drifting. The older man's hands are bare now, trembling violently in the air. His face is carved by the cold cheeks hollow. Lips split open, but his eyes hold something you haven't seen in days. Resolve. Not hope. Choice. The guards yell, demanding movement, demanding obedience. The older man doesn't respond. He focuses only on pulling the younger prisoner's hand inside the coat, like he's protecting a tiny flame from the wind. A guard lifts his rifle not to shoot, but to remind everyone that mercy is not part of this place. He watches silently, knowing the cold will handle the punishment faster than any bullet. Another prisoner falls, face first into the snow. The older man reaches out again, catching him before he disappears beneath the white. His knee hits the ground, his breath tearing from his lungs in short bursts. He is choosing to spend the last heat he has left on others. His hands shake violently now, fingers stiff, skin bleeding from cracks. Snow gathers on his shoulders. What melts freezes again instantly. Every breath he exhales is a sacrifice he can't afford. The young prisoner tries to rise. The older man stops him with a gentle press to the chest. It's not a command. It's a plea. Save your strength. His own strength is fading with every heartbeat. A guard storms forward, cold fury in his steps. Before he can reach them, the older man rises just enough to stand between the guard and the others. Not to fight, not to defy, just to shield them for a few more seconds. His breath falters. His knees buckle. His body sways like a tree about to fall. And then he sinks into the snow, silent, gentle, as if the earth simply reclaimed him. No shout, no struggle, just surrender. Snow lands on his coat, then his shoulders, then his face. No one is ordered to bury him. No one needs to be. The cold finishes what it started, and he becomes part of the landscape. You watch him vanish under the snow. The man who had nothing still gave everything. You feel something break inside you, not hope, not despair, something quieter, heavier. A truth. In this place, survival is not just endurance. Sometimes it is sacrifice. The snowfall softens, but nothing about this place feels gentle. The quiet wraps around you like a shroud. Every prisoner moves as if pulled by invisible strings. Each step a negotiation with the cold and the will to keep going. The guard passes you without a glance. His boots crunch across the snow, rhythm steady, expression fixed. He doesn't see prisoners. He doesn't see lives. He sees numbers, and numbers don't suffer, they disappear. 2 men drag a sled past you. Their breath is loud, unnatural, like broken machinery. Their shoulders collapse inward with each pull. They don't speak. Words waste heat, and heat is the single currency left. You look up, searching for the sun, a direction, a sign. But there's nothing, just a gray emptiness, a ceiling of cold, a world without time. A whistle slices through the cold. Work stops. You see confusion ripple down the line. Not relief, confusion. In the Gulag, work only stops for 2 reasons: a body or a decision. A senior guard steps forward. His breath steams, his coat stiff with frost. His hands tremble not from fear, but from the cold biting, even through layers of wool and authority. His eyes scan the blockade, the frozen tools, the body under the snow. His jaw tightens. When he speaks, the sound is flat, almost bored, but final. Back to the barracks. 2 guards flinch. A few prisoners stop breathing. The order is a confession. The cold has won today. You turn with the others. Your legs feel heavier than the chains you no longer wear. Going back early isn't mercy. It's a warning. If the cold was fatal out here, it will be worse inside. A man stumbles beside you, clutching your sleeve. His hand feels like a block of ice. His eyes meet yours, wide, hollow, begging for balance he no longer has. You steady him not out of strength, but out of instinct. Your own vision wavers. You blink hard, but the shadows at the edges won't leave. Cold doesn't just freeze skin, it dims the world, one heartbeat at a time. You join the slow procession back. Each step feels like lifting stone. Your breath echoes inside your skull. Your body is shaking now, not from fear, but because it's running out of fuel to burn. You're slipping deeper into the cold's grasp. The path back feels longer than when you left it. The wind curls around your neck like a cold hand. Every step sinks deeper into the snow, as if the earth itself is trying to hold you there. The barracks come into view, your only shelter, yet never warm enough to be called safety. Smoke rises from the chimney, but it vanishes before it reaches the sky. Even the fire surrenders here. A man falls face first into the snow. No guard reacts. No prisoner stops. The line curves around him with silent precision. This routine is practiced, drilled into everyone by necessity and fear. Your legs tremble more with every step. Your knees buckle before catching themselves in jerks. You keep moving because stopping means freezing, and freezing means becoming one more unmoving shape on the path. The man still clings to your sleeve. His breath rattles. His lips turn pale blue. His weight leans harder against your arm. He is thinking slower, moving slower, his body shutting down in quiet defeat. You grip his arm with hands that no longer feel like yours. Snow lands on your fingers and doesn't melt. Your skin has stopped fighting the cold. A guard appears beside you, watching the man clinging to you. His eyes narrow, not with concern, but annoyance. He looks away and keeps walking. Weakness is not worth acknowledging here. The barracks door swings open, a gust of stale, heavy air pushing outward. It smells of sweat, damp straw, and frozen breath. Darkness waits inside, not comforting, but enclosing. Prisoners slip inside, dropping wherever their bodies allow, onto bunks, into corners, onto the floor. No one speaks. The silence is suffocating, thicker than the cold. This is where they wait for the next shift of suffering. You help him to a corner. His body sinks immediately, sliding down the wall until he hits the ground. His chest rises weakly, each breath a fragile thread threatening to snap. You sit next to him, feeling the cold burrow deeper under your skin. Your eyelids droop, your breath slows. Every heartbeat feels stretched, distant, as if your body is moving further from itself. The lantern flames blur into halos. The barracks vibrates softly around you. Your vision tunnels. Your limbs grow heavy. You know what this is. Hypothermia's final kindness, making you feel tired. So tired you could fall asleep in the snow. The room is filled with a slow, uneven breathing of exhausted men. Some dream without knowing it. Some stare into the darkness with hollow eyes. Some slip quietly into sleep they may never wake from. Frost creeps along the walls, delicate and merciless. The cold has breached every layer of wood, every piece of cloth, every man in this room. You feel it threading through your ribs, settling behind your heart. The man beside you breathes in small, broken pieces. His eyelids flutter without fully closing. His chest rises in gentle tremors. He's slipping, not fighting it anymore. The cold takes him softly, the way it takes everyone here. Your heartbeat grows softer, slower. Your breaths feel lighter, as if they're drifting away from you. The world blurs, edges dissolving. You feel the weight of sleep pulling at you like a tide. You see others lying still, faces pale, eyes closed. Some are alive, some are not. It's impossible to tell the difference in this light, in this cold, in this silence. You realize everyone here dies the same way. Quietly, a guard appears in the doorway, a dark shape against the snowlight. He surveys the room for a heartbeat, nothing more than closes the door. The sound of wood meeting wood echoes like a final verdict. The darkness grows heavier. The sounds fade. Even the cold feels muted now, drifting far away. You watch the lantern sway overhead, each movement slower than the last. The lantern finally gives out. One last flicker, one last spark, and darkness swallows everything. Your story ends here, but the world outside goes on, indifferent to the cold, indifferent to the lives frozen beneath it. And when the cold settles, one question remains, hollow and merciless. If you had the power, if you stood outside these walls, would you decide who gets to survive the night? If you were trapped in the frozen silence of the Gulag, who would you save? Who deserves to survive when the cold chooses for you? Tell me, if you stood outside these walls, holding the power they never had, what choice would you make?